Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. One of the effects of living in a broken world is the fact that we have to deal with evil. And sometimes this evil affects us on a daily basis. It might be because of things that we're experiencing personally. Maybe people that we personally know are engaged in evil acts and they're directing those evil acts towards us. Or it might be in an indirect way in which we just hear about evil acts that are taking place around the world through the news media and things, social media that we read and hear. We hear about all these atrocious things that are going on. And that's a part of living in a broken world. So it becomes very important for us to know how to respond properly to these things, whether we're experiencing these things personally or indirectly. And Psalm 37 is a perfect resource for this. And it's written by David, who was a man who had experience in evil. That is, in experiencing evil directed at him. Time and time again throughout his life, he had people who were chasing him, who wanted him killed, who were slandering him. You just go through the Psalms and you can read of all the different things that he had to experience as people came to attack him in various ways. And so when we read Psalm 37, we're reading from a person who has experience. This isn't some theologian in some office in front of a computer, distant from the world, unaffected by evil. This is a man who has experienced it. And so he knows what he's talking about. And in our section of reading today, we're going to be in Psalm 37 for 3 days. And in our section today, we're going to get a snippet of this. And he's going to show us what not to do when we consider evil and what we should do in relation to evil. One of the things he says is do not fret. Don't get anxious about it. Whether it's someone who's personally attacking you or you're indirectly hearing about these things, don't be anxious. Don't be fearful in regards to this. And also don't be envious of them. In verse 1 as well, it says, be not envious toward wrongdoers. It's very easy for us to look at people who are engaged in evil deeds and see them seemingly getting away with it and living the good life and not having a care in the world. All the while we're trying to live a righteous life and we're trying to do the right thing. They're just doing whatever they want to do and it seems to be working out for them. He says, don't envy them. Why? Because they will wither quickly like the grass and fade like the green herb. In other words, you don't have to be envious of them because how they are today isn't how they'll be in the future. It's kind of like looking at a plant. It looks good today. It looks very lively. It looks like it's got everything going for it. But you come back tomorrow and it's withered and it's fade away. That's what he likens the evil person to. And then he says, don't be angry when you think about evil. He says in verse 8, cease from anger and forsake wrath. He says, don't let yourself get carried away, bent out of shape. Don't get angry or furious when you think about these things. That won't help the situation. Again, their situation is just temporary. And it will lead, and if we do that, it might lead us to engage in some evil acts if we allow anger to get the best of us. And that sort of thing. So don't fret, don't be envious, don't get angry. So what should we do? Because these are natural responses that we have when when we think about evil in this world, right? That's just natural to become anxious when we consider the fact that there are evil people out there who will do whatever it takes to get the upper hand on us, to envy them when we see how well off they are and how good evil is treating them. Or to become very angry, especially when their evil deeds are directed towards. Those are natural things that we do. Those are natural responses. Well, there's a way to counteract that natural response, and that is by focusing on the Lord. And he says in verse 3, trust in the Lord and do good. In verse 4, delight yourself in the Lord. In verse 5, commit your way to the Lord. Also in verse 5, trust also in him. Verse 7, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. So time and time again throughout these verses, he's directing our minds and our hearts towards God. instead of being so focused on what the evil people are doing and getting being so affected by that and allowing them to get inside our heads, what the psalmist says is focus on the Lord. Trust in the Lord, delight in the Lord, commit your way to the Lord, trust in the Lord, rest in the Lord. Just direct your ways towards the Lord. Put your confidence in God. Focus on the goodness of God in light of the evil that's around you. You know, the evil that's around us will one day go away. That's part of what's being spoken about here. But God will abide forever. And so we place our trust in him, knowing that long after the people who are engaged in these evil acts are gone, God will still be there and we'll still be able to enjoy a beautiful relationship with him. And so why not start today focusing on that relationship and allowing that relationship to form our minds and to control our minds, instead of allowing evil to control our minds and our response to evil to control our minds. So today, let's focus on the Lord. In a world where we're constantly hearing negative things and hearing about all these evil things that are going on, let's just focus on the Lord. Turn our attention on him. It'll put us in a better mood. It'll lighten our steps because we're putting our confidence, our trust, our thoughts in a God who is eternal, a God who is good, a God who is lovely, a God who is pleasant. And we'll be setting our minds on things that are good and not on things that are destructive. So that's our encouragement today. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.